What's up everybody, Gundam Flexing here, and in this video we're going to be checking out the high-grade RX-79 ground Gundam Ez8. This model is featured in the very popular Gundam show, the 08 MS team. And despite the show being from the mid-1990s, this model is actually from 2013 and can cost you roughly around the average price of any type of high grade, which is like 15 bucks. This model pretty much stays true to the original 08 MS team. He does have some great joint articulations. I love his color, I love the decals, and barely any stickers as well. So before we go into the model you see in front of you, we're going to check out the sticker sheet, his weapons, and then we'll go into the model of the Ez8. And coming up first is the sticker sheet. Right here is just a basic tinfoil sticker with basic colors. You have the red right here, which is for his weapons. You have the green right here, which is also for his weapons. You have one stickers for both his eyeballs, and then you have a series of gray strips. Now, I think the makers originally wanted to provide you with more gray stickers, especially with these strips, is because you actually use these for his parachute. This is his parachute, but I like to reference it as a backpack as well. And essentially, and we'll go over it, you just use these strips and you wrap it around the strips right here, the black strips, which goes over his shoulders right there. But nothing to complain about the sticker sheet. Very basic, very easy to apply. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the sticker sheet or the decal sheet because I actually used all the decals on the body, which is phenomenal. You have a bunch of 8s, which is pretty cool. You have the Earth Federation Ground Force decal on his right shoulder, and we'll go more into that when we look into the model. Now, when it comes down to his weapon systems, he comes with a pair of Beam Sabers right here. He comes with a laser weapon right here, or a laser rifle. He also comes with his machine gun right there, and of course you have like the machine guns in his head as well. So I actually keep these Beam Sabers on the runner because pretty much it's just more simpler for me when I put everything into the box. Everything's here, and I really don't intend to pose most of my models with a Beam Saber. But here they are, very basic, pink, transparent, and the beam holsters are actually in his legs right here and right here as well. This could be a little bit difficult. No, ooh, I'm lucky this time. And here they are. The beam holsters go right into the side of his legs. Let's see if we could put it back in right there, and you could use your nails, and you've got that little indenture to pull it out. And of course it's on the other side as well. Not on the inside legs, but on the outside of his calves right there. And of course we have his beam rifle right here. You have a handle forward that could pretty much swipe left and right. It's pretty much for like aesthetic purposes, so he really can't hang on to this portion. And you have the green sticker right here. And this is a very basic weapon. It's pretty much two colors, gray with the barrel, and the body is that beige color right here. It's detailed, which is pretty nice, right here and there. And let's check out his machine gun. This is his machine gun. Very cool. It has like a shorter stock right here. And what's also cool is that you have a magazine that could come out right here and to put it back in. Now, he doesn't come with any extra clips. This is again for like aesthetic purposes, how he could take it out, mount it back in. He technically does have 2 additional magazines, and they're actually on the side of his skirt right here and right here. But these you should not be able to take out. They're just for aesthetic purposes, make the Gundam look cool. And if we look back here on the laser rifle, the beam rifle, you'll notice this little notch right here, and it's only on one side. And that's because he only has one trigger hand, and that's for his right hand. And the same thing goes with this rifle as well. So if we were to take the hand apart right here, you'll see it in his hands right there. That's where the notch goes. So keep in mind, he only has one trigger hand, and the rest of his hands, you have a open hand for both left and right. Here they are. Well, this one is an open one, and the other one is an open one as well. So you do have an open hand left and right, and one closed fist right here. And that's it. So a total, you pretty much have 5 hands, but the most important thing to note is you only have one trigger hand. Now that that's out of the way, let's look at the EZ8. Let's first start with the head. It's pretty cool looking. You can see I tried to panel line the little indentions right here, especially next to his shin, the little dots on his head. He has like two dual antennas, and in the instruction pamphlet they actually painted that gray, which looks pretty cool as well. I also noticed in the instruction pamphlet, one of the cool gimmicks and features was that his head was like super jointy. It could pretty much shift forward and shift back like this. And he has very short collars, so he doesn't have any obstruction looking left and right as well. If we look at his chest, we can see some pretty cool decals right there. The nomenclature RX-79 GEZ8. I just love that right there. I think the coloring on this model is phenomenal. It's a light color, so you're able to practice your weathering techniques or even battle damages. And particularly, I wanted to practice my battle damages on his shield simply because it's flat. So pretty much any flat surfaces for me is a good practice for my weathering and for my gunpla damage. Specifically, in the future, what I want to do is practice my bullet markings on shields and get that better, and probably sacrifice a lot of knives as well, right here, or drill bits. But anyways, back to his chest. This chest is pretty cool because you could take out the front plate, and it gives you a cool feature in the back. So if you wanted to do some sort of diorama with him, this guy does have a cool little front piece chest, which is covered. You can see like the fans right here, right there. And if you didn't, you could just easily put the chest piece back in, which I thought that was a freaking cool feature. Anyways, let's look at his shoulders. Here are his two shoulders, and you'll notice you have a strap right here and a strap right here. That's because they go into the back where his parachute's at. But both his arms, here you'll notice there's a hole, and he has another hole right here, and that is for his shield. Now his shield is very basic. Flat for perfect for practicing weathering and damage, and he is attached to the arms on either side via an L joint piece right here, so it can go in pretty easily. Now, unlike the other models, which had, I believe it was another EZ8 model, if not it was maybe like a RX-78 or RX-79 ground. This one doesn't have a stand, and it would have been pretty cool to have a stand, but unfortunately he does not, so he's pretty much left to mount it, and he's not able to use his hands to grab the top bar as well. So keep that in mind. And let's check out his backpack slash parachute. This is actually a parachute, I just call it a backpack. Here it is. It's mounted very snug into his, I like to call like this rucksack frame right here, and you'll notice here at the bottom you have the wires that loop all the way up here, and here you'll notice that gray sticker that we were talking about on this sticker sheet right here. And that's the purpose I think they give you extra little gray strips, is because if you wanted to take this out, at least you have more stickers, because the moment you take it out, you might lose some of the adhesive. This one is very easy to mount. If I could recall correctly, all I had to do was just sort of push it out like that. And here is the backpack, and here is the frame. So let's first check out the parachute. It's pretty cool. This has pretty much two parts. You got the Army military green at the top, and you have the bottom gray portions right here, which has 4 different thrusters, 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, you have this black tape to keep everything connected. Now this one, you could be able to pull out as well, like that. So you could just have this thing, which is not really useful because you can't mount it on the backpack, but I just thought it was a pretty cool feature. And if you wanted to mount it back, there it is. It's a cool little parachute, cool little gimmick, if you will. If you wanted to mount it, you have these 2 notches here. You could shove it into these 2 notches down there. And of course, he has like a clasping system right here and here, which serves as the claws. Now, the top portions, you may want to be careful, because these actually, if you're not too careful, could get knocked out very easily like that. But it's not a deal breaker, because if you decided not to use it, you could just clamp down like this and clamp down like that, and then boom, he could just not have a parachute. But in order to do so, you have to remove these straps, which is something I don't want to do, simply because I don't want to take the tape apart anymore. But also important to note that if you wanted to mount something else, which is his rucksack, which is pretty much a similar to the parachute, except it's more rectangular shape, it's more beige in color, you're able to do that, but that's like part of an extension set, which I don't have. It's also cool that you have thrusters right here on the side as well. So let's put this backpack, this parachute, back to where it belongs. Right here, try to do it on camera, right there. You want to make sure the black tape goes underneath, right there. And now everything is snug. If we look at his middle area, part of the gimmick here was that he's super jointy and he's able to like lean left, lean right, which is pretty cool. We already mentioned the side skirts here houses his extra ammunition, which is just for aesthetic purposes. His front skirt does go up, which is good because he is very articulate in the lower body. You're able to make him shoot from the kneeling position, which is pretty cool. Nothing too spectacular about the back portion of his skirt. Now, if we look at his legs, part of this cool little gimmick is how multi-jointed his leg is. So his knee is actually two joints, one joint at the top, one joint at the bottom. You can see how high he can kick up. Pretty much his heels could touch his butt, and how far forward his leg can move if you were to raise his front skirt. There it is. So I have no complaints about his legs. They're pretty simple, a lot of flat surfaces as well. We look around here, again, this is where he houses his Beam Sabers. And we look at the bottom of his feet. This is pretty cool. It's like double jointed as well. I believe his heel was able to touch his toes, if I could recall reading that properly, but I'm trying it. So, oh yes, so he does have mobility in his front portion of his feet right here. And of course you have the the skirts that cover his ankles, which are also a little bit mobile, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the EZ8. I think, again, in summary, the color scheme is amazing. I like a very stern, darkish color, but a beige color is phenomenal because you're able to pretty much practice your weathering technique, you're able to practice your battle damages. It's really cool. I really think this model stays true to the 08th MS team featured in the show. I love his decals. I like the fact that you barely use any stickers. If you want to practice like making bullet markings on his shield, you're able to because it's flat. The only downside is it's pretty small as well. He has a great variety of weapons. It's just unfortunate that he only has one firing hand, which is his right hand. But other than that, no, I really thoroughly enjoyed the way this model turned out. Particularly about the parachute. But sort of wish these little straps or had some sort of other way to put it back on and strip them back off. But other than that, if you have any questions or comments, please post it down in the section below. Appreciate you all for watching. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.